Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 of my makeup collection and organization videos, and today's drawer is my bronzer and highlight drawer. I realized when I was as I'm doing these videos, that I have a lot of highlighters. This and these are all highlighters. These are my bronzers right here. And as you know, because you watched the last video, there's an awful lot of highlighters in the face drawer as well. So, yeah. So let's jump in. So the first one I have here is my Fenty Beauty highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter. It is the Kilowatt Lightning Dust Fire Crystal Highlight Duo, and it looks like this. As you can tell, I use this guy all the time. This one not so much, but that other one, the Fire Crystal one, is my favorite. It has been my go-to for a while, and I love that this comes with a mirror. I have two Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. This one is in Prosecco Pop. That's what that one looks like. And then I also have Opal. Opal is the first one I received. I loved this for a very long time. It was the only one I ever used. Prosecco Pop, this one I received actually in a BoxyCharm. And the next highlighter I have is my Too Faced Love Light Blush in Ray of Light. It is in my project pan, hence the green sticker on there, and that is what it looks like. It's a really pretty, like, just rose gold color, which I love. This one is my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Crown of My Canopy. This is not one of my favorites. It is a beautiful highlighter, but it's not one of my favorites because it does leave quite a bit of like glitter on your face. It is a really pretty highlighter though. The next one I have is this Vintage Cosmetics one that I received in my BoxyCharm. It is in rose gold, and it is broken, so it came to me perfect and then shattered somewhere in there. I need to repot it. I'm going to leave it up here so I remember to repot it. The next one I have is this Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. It was a birthday gift sent to me for free from Urban Decay. I love this highlighter. It's a great brow bone highlight. And then the last one in this container is my Lorac Light Source Illuminating Highlight in Limelight. It's just a really fun blue highlighter. I don't obviously wear it very much. I wear it more as a eyeshadow than I do as anything else because it is blue and I'm too old for that on my face. The next one I have is this one. It is a Physicians Formula one. It is like that green color corrector. It's a decent highlight. It works better as it's a very matte highlight. It works better as like an under the eye, because there's not a lot of shimmer to it. It is beautiful though. I just don't use it very much. It'll probably be decluttered at some point. It did come with a mirror and a brush. I just never used those two. So in this drawer in this stack is more of my little guys, my sample size or whatever. This one is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in Hustla Baby, and this is also a really pretty highlight. I love that all of her packaging comes with mirrors. I just think that even in the sample size, it came with a mirror, and that's really cool. And sample size highlights are not bad because highlighters last forever. So I do have two of these Becca Light Chasers. They are highlights for face and eyes. I got these in the Sephora VIB sale, and I have Amethyst Flashes Geode and Opal Flashes Jade. I do wear this Opal Flashes Jade a little more often than this Amethyst one. This Amethyst one is really pretty, like blush topper. These ones also came with a mirror, so... Next I have two Laura Geller highlights. I have Diamond Dust and Gilded Honey. For the longest time, this Gilded Honey one was the only one I ever wore. Diamond Dust is just a really pretty, like, purple, blue, green one. Just very, very pretty. The Gilded Honey I bought because of Liv Loves Her Makeup. The next one I have in here is a Tarte. I think it's actually a blush. It's a Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in Idol, but it's really light in color and actually wears more like a highlight. So I put it in my highlight drawer because that's what I use it as. I do have three ColourPop Super Shock Cheek highlights. I have Spoon, which is this one here. I've worn this one actually quite often. I have Wisp, which is this one here. It is a little more golden than Spoon, and I also have worn that one quite often. And then I have Over the Moon, which is a lot like the Laura Geller Diamond Dust. It's very like opalescent, so I haven't worn that one much. I have worn it on my eyes more than on my cheeks. And then I have this City Color Glow Duo that I got in an Ipsy, and it does have a cream and a powder highlight. I've used the powder highlight more than the cream, but it really is a good highlight, which shocked me because I had never heard of City Color before. And then I do have some palettes here. This one is the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I love this highlight. It is amazing. This blush is actually pretty amazing too. This bronzer I use more as a eye shade because that's just way too much for my cheeks. Then I have the Too Faced Peach Glow, Sweet Peach Glow. This blush, you can see that I have never used that. I've used the bronzer a couple times, but this highlight is actually a really pretty highlight, and I've used it as a brow bone highlight multiple times. It is really actually beautiful. It's really pretty. The next one I have is this Tarte Skin Twinkle Lighting palette, and it does have three shades in here. It has Sunlight, Filtered Light, and Moonlight. So we have Sunlight, Filtered Light, and Moonlight. So Moonlight's a little bit darker. Sunlight has a little bit of a, like a yellow kick to it. I'm sorry, Filtered Light has a little bit of a yellow kick to it, and Sunlight has a little bit of a pink kick to it. It's really pretty. This is relatively new to me. I have worn it once, and I wore the Sunlight shade, which went really well with my skin tone. And then I have, of course, my Aurora Glow palette, Aurora Glow kits by ABH. And those are the colors in that. I have used this multiple times. I use this anywhere from my eyes to my cheeks to my lips. I love this palette. So back here I have some like sticks and cream highlights, liquid and cream highlights. So I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo liquid highlight, and this is in the color Holographic. As you can see, hopefully it is very opalescent. It's very pretty highlight. The next one I have in here is this Makeup Forever Uplight. This is not my favorite highlighter, if I'm being honest. My problem with it is honestly the pump. Like, I think it's a really neat pump, but you have to go in with a really light hand or you just get way too much and then you're wasteful with the product. I have used it a few times. As you can see, the bottom here shows you that it has been pumped a few times. It's got one of those air pumps in there. So I have used it. It's not one of my favorites. The next one I have is this Trust Fund Beauty, the liquid glow though, liquid highlight. It is a really pretty highlight, but this is a full-size item that I got in an Ipsy, which I was really super excited about, but it doesn't really look like a full-size item. I mean, that is really full-size. But man, that glow from that guy is amazing. It just doesn't sit very well on my face. So, these are two e.l.f. I think they're called shimmering facial whips. You can't purchase them anymore that I am aware of. But I did get the white one, which is actually the color Spotlight, and the pink one is actually the color Lilac Petal. And I will just put like a dollop of these on the back of my hand and then blot them out with a blender and then put them onto my face with the blender. And they're just so pretty. They're just so pretty. This one obviously is a little more like in your face, like that one, than the lilac one, but they're really pretty. And they only cost me $1. So the next one I have in here is this Tarte's Pro Glow liquid highlighter, and it is in the shade Stunner. This I got in a BoxyCharm, and I really love it. It is just a really pretty color and very much in your face. And so, yeah, that's way too much. Whoopsie, but it's just very, very, very pretty. Obviously, I wouldn't put that much on my face, but I got a little heavy-handed with that guy. It makes me look like the Tin Man. I like it. Then I have this one from e.l.f. It is in Cosmic, and it is a highlighting stick. And it looks like that. It's very purple. So I have to be very careful with it and make sure I blend it out. But once you blend it out, it doesn't give the same effect and look the same. So the next thing I have in this drawer is my bronzers, and my bronzers are in this basket here, and these guys. I've been thinking about switching my blushes over to this drawer and putting my bronzers in with my contour, but I really just don't have a lot of bronzers, and I feel like the blushes wouldn't fit in here, so I really need to mess with it a little bit. I'm still not 100% sure that this is how I want to organize my drawers, but this is how they're organized right now. So we'll start here. I have this Bronx Color Contouring to Go palette, and even though it's a contour palette, I have it in my bronzing section because it does have a really nice cream highlight that I've used a couple times, and this is more, for me, a bronzing color than it is anything else. I have used it a couple times as a bronzer, but it's a cream product that I have a hard time with. I picked this up at Ulta for like $2, so. And the next one I have in here is this Beauty Basics Bronze Essentials that we got in a BoxyCharm. Not my favorite. I kind of don't like it at all. These gold strips here are just way too much for me, and because they're there, you can't necessarily sweep across because then you cause this gold mess all over the place. And you can't really dip into just this color or just this middle color without getting some of that gold. So it's really not my favorite, but it is what it is. I do like that it has a mirror on it. The next one I have in here is this Naked Flushed. It is in the color scheme Native, and it is a bronzer highlight blush. I have it in here because the blush is just really too pink for me. I do love that it has a mirror. Again, I am really into compacts that have mirrors. This is a Mary Kay bronzer that I fell in love with years ago. Again, it does have a mirror. I have used the poop out of this guy. I don't know if you guys can see that. I really dug this bronzer because there were 3 different colors of bronzer in this bronzer, and it just gave a really beautiful glow. I don't even know if you can pick this up anymore from Mary Kay. I think they've changed their packaging and their aesthetics and everything else, but I've had this forever, if you guys can't tell. The next one I have in here is actually the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette, so it should be with my highlighters, so I don't know why it's with my bronzers, but this is it. I love this little banana shade here under my eyes. I've used this one quite often as a highlight. I've used this quite often all over my lid just because it's a real pale pink color. I don't use this color very much. It's just kind of a little too apricot for me to use on my face. I do love these palettes by e.l.f. though, because you can pop these guys out and make your own face palette out of it. So I also love that it's got a mirror. My other bronzer here is this Marc Jacobs guy. I got this in the Sephora VIB haul. I love this highlighter. This is definitely a YouTube made me buy it. Every influencer that I watch has this highlight or this bronzer, and it raves about it. And I've only used it a couple times. I think I've used it probably 5 times since I purchased it, and it really is a beautiful, and it smells so good. It's part of the coconut collection. So it is the Tantastic Omega Bronzer in Coconut Perfect Tan. It is limited edition, and it was like $40 or something like that. It is huge though, y'all. So in this little basket, I have this City Color Contour Palette, which I've used more as bronzer. I like mixing these 2 colors for the perfect bronze. This white shade is a bit of a highlight more than it is like a contour highlight. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so I don't use it much under my eye or, you know, on my face except for as a highlighter. This next one is the Lisa Frank bronzer that I got in my Ipsy bag. It is Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls Bitten and Bronzed Matte Bronzer. It's a really pretty bronzer. I do like that. Then, of course, my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that I am trying to pan. It's part of my Project Pan. I have this other Peachy Glow bronzer from Physicians Formula that's also really pretty. Just don't use it very often. I have this Bare Minerals Faux Tan. Again, it is a loose powder. I used to use loose powder all the time, but I don't really use that anymore. Then I have these 3 little mini guys. I have the Hoola Lights, and a Becca Capri Coast Sunlit Bronzer, which I've never used this guy. So there you have it. There is my highlight and bronzer drawer. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And I hope that you'll want to subscribe to my channel. I do post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And really would love to have you guys as part of my YouTube family here. And until next time, guys. Bye.